Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we're discussing real estate development and specifically what to do with commercial real estate, restaurants, and residential. If you don't know me, my name is Samaha. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And today we're going to walk you through all of this. Please tune in. We're on South Beverly today and we're actually discussing this big project. It actually spans from the first parking garage all the way to the next parking garage. And what we're reimagining here for this street is really a commercial promenade where we create a mix of different businesses together that kind of serve one another. And that's generally what you're trying to achieve when you're thinking about real estate development. It's extremely important to find tenants and functions that feed off one another. That's exactly what we've done here on South Beverly. 139 is one of our favorite projects, and we're doing this for the community to bring a lot more foot traffic to this part of town. South Beverly is known to be a street for the residents of Beverly Hills. So if you live within the area, your preferred location to kind of come and grab a bite or shop in general would be here. It has a lower foot traffic, as you could see, to some of the other commercial real estate areas in Beverly Hills, namely the Rodeo Drive Street, which is a very high traffic, high-end product. What we're trying to do here is create more of an urban center for people to be able to navigate their neighborhoods in a much better capacity. What we've been able to achieve is really creating a mix of commercial and namely office space in the upper two floors of this building, and we've been able to bring in some very high-hitting tenants. We were able to bring on some of our talent into the space, namely Management Studio. Below that, we have a slew of different commercial spaces, namely restaurants. And what we're trying to achieve is really create that mix of high-end food outlets that function on the later end of the day and service the community later on at night. And then in the morning, servicing a few locations that have call it coffee shops and brunch locations. And by doing that kind of mix, you end up with having foot traffic throughout the day. And it's one of the most important things when you're thinking about the value of your real estate. By creating a balance of visitors and foot traffic throughout the day, you actually appreciate the value of your real estate due to the fact that you have more foot traffic and more business happening throughout the lifetime of any particular day. And that's what we've been able to achieve. We're actually placing a high-end 3 Michelin star restaurant at the very end of the building. It's going to be a membership-based restaurant. We're very excited to bring them on board. We're currently designing their interior space. It's something that you're going to be able to see on this channel. And then with regards to the 2 other spaces, there is the world-renowned Tomoko Spa, which is staying as one of our tenants. And right next to that, we happen to be very lucky to have one of the best bakeries and cafe shops in Beverly Hills as one of our other tenants. And that's how we're going to service all the business people on the upper floors of this building. Please stay tuned, and in a few seconds we're going to be walking the building upstairs and showing you what it will look like. I'm very excited to show you the inside of the building. So this is the entrance to 139 South Beverly as it stands today. We've been able to achieve a completely redesigned look for this building just by focusing on the entry. We've gotten rid of all these materials and we've created a much sleeker design. It's an extremely exciting space and it's very hard-hitting. Portals and entrances are some of the most important places to set design what the rest of the building would look like. So by emphasizing the space, you really set the stage for everything that's to come after. And you could actually get away with a lot more by diluting a lot more of the spaces once you're inside the building. When designing for any space, portals, nodes, and entranceways are some of the most important spaces to set the stage for what's to come. Please follow me and we'll show you the rest of the building. So this is the second floor of 139, and as you can see, it's a pretty dated space. We have really low ceilings, It's currently divided into micro offices. And one of the main things that we're doing with this level and the level above this is being able to actually blow out the entire floor so that we'd be able to bring in single tenants. So for this entire floor plate, we're having a singular tenant. And we've actually vacated the entire floor for the most part. I think we still have 1 or 2 tenants on this floor, and we're teeing up to start construction. Please do stay tuned, and we'll show you what we're going to be doing in the next stages of our construction and once it's complete. We're really trying to bring something spectacular to the space. Stay tuned and follow. So right behind me, we're actually putting in 2 restaurants side by side. One of them is actually going to be in the back of the building, and that's going to be more of a speakeasy, private members only club that also happens to serve food to their members. And in the front, we're bringing in a sushi bar. It's going to be a hand roll bar, provides sushi, sashimi, and it's all over the counter. And those 2 functions kind of serve one another. And the sushi bar usually wants to be very visible to people, and you want to be able to see the interaction and the dynamic nature of what's going on. And then in a private members club, you kind of want it to be stowed away and private and not necessarily giving too much attention to what's going on. And by combining those 2 functions, we were able to bring down the cost per unit for both tenants. That way we get to give both tenants the best of both worlds. The tenant that wants to be street front and facing gets that space, and at the same time they don't have to take a whole lot of space because of the nature of their business. And on the back end of things, we give the private members club as much space as they need without having to be exposed to the street side in a very predominant area of town. And that's how we do real estate development. Stay tuned and subscribe. Welcome guys, we've arrived to 8848 Appian Way, and this is actually one of the first properties that we started working on back in the day. Even though it's currently a vacant land, this property is actually taking years to design and develop. And the reason why is right here. So when thinking about residential real estate, there's a few things that you really need to take into consideration. And predominantly in California, one of them is your schooling district. We happen to be in the Wonderland School District, which happens to be one of the best schooling districts in town. And then the next thing is the views and the access to amenities around you. And there's nothing like these views. We're at the very top of the West Hollywood Hills on Appian Way. And as you can see behind me, you get views, expansive views all the way out from Santa Monica, spanning all the way back to Hollywood and even Los Feliz from certain areas. So as you can see, this was an easy sell. We're in a great schooling district. We have great views, but it does come with its cost. For this particular property, even though it wasn't extremely expensive, it was extremely difficult to develop. If you could see this property, it has an over 45-degree angle, which means it's a very steep slope, which requires a lot of engineering. We've been in 3 years worth of engineering so far. We're in the last stretch and we're expecting our permits here shortly. And once we do, we're going to build an expansive property that'll be about 5,200 square feet, which for this area is a great size. You'll get all these views all day, all night. I can't wait to build it and show you guys what it will look like. And that's exactly why we picked this property. Today we showed you guys a variety of different real estate development classes. We walked through what we do with office space, what we're doing with some restaurant and food outlet spaces, and we've also gone through some residential projects, namely this one here at 8848 Appian Way. It's one of our proudest projects. We're about to deliver something that's great to the market. Really excited for you guys to stay tuned to our projects here. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next episode. See you around.